So good morning, good afternoon here. We are here in front of the nursing school of Zafed in the north. You can see the very nice building behind me. This is a hospital that was built by the British when they ruled Israel in around 1920. It was for 100 years abandoned building and was recently restored and renovated. And now this is a new simulation center. And you can see it has two parts. One second. It has two parts. This one on the right, this is where they do now all of the briefing rooms and the larger rooms. And the one over here, this is the new wing, and this has all of the simulation rooms. So usually this is a pretty busy area, even though right now it's afternoon. The clock above was something that was malfunctioning for 100 years, and they fixed it in London with original parts because it was built by the British. So we think it's a very nice renovation. All of the building inside is an homage to that. Okay, once the students are arriving to the center, they can see their names on this kind of like a flight schedule. This tells them where everybody are. Sorry, one second. This is I apologize that it's in Hebrew, but again, it's Israeli center. So they can see which room they have to go to. They have all of the names of the rooms here. This is the OSCE floor. So let's go take a look at one of those rooms.
Our building.
Okay, so here is the entrance to one of the rooms. This is the OSCE floor. We have 8 rooms over here, and this is the central corridor where the students come in through. And on the outer corridors, we have control rooms, and which we're going to take a look at next. At the entrance to each one of the rooms, this is OSCE room 8. There's a smart sign that says the name of the activity, the students who have to participate there, the name of the next scenario, and whether it's a room that's right now recording or not recording. This is of course controlled by Simbus, all of the software that you're going to see. Inside we have a smart sign, which is or a smart TV, which is multi-purpose, so it can have information about the specific scenario that's running now. Opening state, for example, students can know that they walked in and there was a 60-year-old woman who came in from a car accident. So the information can be presented here. Right now, here we have different cameras recording it. Let's go take a look from the control side. So let's take a look. Right here we have different tablets. Let's take a look at this hallway first. So first, this is each one of those rooms, and with one-way mirrors. Then they request to set up tablets like this for observers who are watching from outside the rooms. So in this case, for example, we can have here an observer or the instructor. The instructor can, if he's outside of the room, he can see information about the current scenario and activate it. So right now you can see the monitor inside the room. It's switched to the red color. Okay, so we can see in the monitor there that it's recording in the room. And right now the instructor can have questions. Again, sorry about the Hebrew, but this is this center. And you can customize these questions and have anything you want in there for the instructor to answer as a feedback regarding the students or the scenario that he's watching now. He can also add tags. For example, a tag for eye check, and that's logged in time, and that's how he's controlling it. Also, let's do a pop-up of an X-ray, like you said. So he's clicking a button, and then it's shown on the screen. Can you see that? Screen that says whatever you want to be. You just click whether I want a smart sign which shows a specific room, or a control for several rooms, or entrance to the floor, where you can select what the tablet or what the web browser is showing. The instructor can also take the tablet and work with it inside the room if he wants to be part of the activity as an active instructor, not just from outside. And he can just take it and control the entire scenario from within inside, like we just saw from the tablet there. So it's mobile. Right here we have a central control room, which is the technician module. Here they have a large video wall. They have here 8 large screen TVs. This is for bigger centers. This is very useful because it allows them to monitor everything from one place. For example, if they have multi-site in several campuses, they can have one technician seeing everything they want him to see and controlling everything. And also, of course, it's flexible and modular. Here they chose to show in the center ones the status of those OSCE rooms that we just saw, whether it's recording, preparing, what's running in each one of them. And on the other ones, they want to see the videos. So that's their choice of how to use it. They're using a KVM here to control whatever is available and how to use it. They have a gooseneck mic here, and this allows them to do a public announcement. It's a very flexible module, which is running through our system and saves the efforts or the costs of buying a separate system. What it allows is to have PA for the entire building. Let's say you want to say everybody has to do something, or the simulation center is closing in 10 minutes, so they can do that. It can also be automated messages according to times. And besides, for the entire, they can control where that output is heard. It can be heard in the entire center, in a specific corridor, in a specific room, or in the ear of the earpiece of a specific actor. So the actor can hear maybe a comment that says, emphasize the pain in the leg, for example, if that's necessary for a specific medical scenario. So you can give those hints for the actors if somebody sees fit to do that. They can also use the mic to have, or mics from here or from any other control station, to have sounds coming out of the mannequins. If you want a mannequin to say something, you can, instructor can use a microphone and have it speak from that system. Another smart side. Okay, so we have here 3 different recording zones. Okay, one doesn't have a bed, but it's all modular. You can have whatever you want in each location. Let's take a look at one example. So here we have one top view camera that you can see. This is show this videos from the exact top. If you want to see the hands of people operating and so forth, this camera is a PTZ camera, which turns to the bed and gives another direction. And you can see there's 3 of them because there's 1 for each bed. Another type of camera is kind of like a pinhole camera that an instructor can take and show students who are here or in the viewing room or wherever he wants, anything they want in the mannequin or in the scenario. He can also put it from the angle of the mannequin, maybe to see how the students are appearing to the patient. So if that's something they want to put an emphasis on with their training, they can also use that, which comes from an encoder where we are capturing the video of the patient monitor. So we have 4 video feeds for every bed. So 2 cameras, 1 pinhole camera, and 1 patient monitor capture. And that's what they chose here. We are not limiting it. Any center can choose whatever they want. Microphone, you can see a Sennheiser there. They chose a very expensive microphone. This is an array. There's 1 for each bed. And this, it's basically a microphone array. It knows to pick up the sounds in a very high quality from each person speaking in the room. So this control room controls those 2 rooms. One room here, the room we showed with 3 beds, and the room on the other side. In this case here, they chose to have like an office setting with a couch, and this is what they chose to brief. But it also have an option for 3 beds. It's very flexible. Okay, now let's take a look at what it looks like from the instructor. So this is some of the questions that you raised. In this case, it was defined that this station controls those 3 zones which are behind us. We are choosing which rooms are controlled by this station. So right now, 3 zones or three recorded zones were chosen for this station, and because they make sense because it's facing that direction. And then we can have, for example, we can choose the active camera in this view. This is a view of the 3 rooms in the 3 zones in the same time. And then we're going to switch after that to seeing how we control a specific zone. If somebody wants to have the same type of activity for those 3 beds, for example, if 3 teams are working on the same scenario, he can activate those all in the same time, and those 3 are starting at the same time, the same scenario, for example. Okay. We can, another way, let's take a look at how it feels when we are controlling a specific station. So this is a map of this floor. We are in control room 116. We can choose the floor that we are in. Right now we're in -1 floor. Second, and when you're choosing the different floors, you can also in the same way choose a different site. Right? This is where you would choose the site, the floor, and in the floor that we are in. 1 second. we are in control room 116, which is viewing room 118, and those three different beds. So if we take the left bed, for example, which is over there, these are the video feeds that's connected to that camera. We have the top view here, the point PTZ camera from this side, giving another angle, which is controllable. And the third one, this is the pinhole camera, which is right now rolled up there and facing down, but it can be controlled. And let's start an activity. The final screen is it can be the capturing of the patient monitor, which right now is not connected there. We are choosing the scenario to start. Let's choose a BLS scenario. When we do that, usually there's a PA sounding in the room, which says the scenario is starting, but you cannot hear beyond this acoustic wall. We're using usually headphones to hear what's going on in the room and talking to the students there using this microphone. Pre-made tags here that we can click, and those are tagged in time, and then it's really easy to brief them afterwards. We can pop up an X-ray or any kind of other image like we saw before, right? And we can bring back the screen, the information screen that is shown. Okay, so I switched to the briefing, and right now we can see the tag, for example, that we just click later, and that's really easy to find it. Or if we just clicking play, let's find the moment Ran was there. This is when you left, I think, a bit earlier. We have a OBGYN simulation. So a team from here can view everything and see it live, stream it. More students can be here when it's streaming live, or just take the activity to debrief it here, and discuss the bad points, the good points, and the system makes it very easy to do that. Okay. Here we have the ambulance simulation. Let's take a look inside. So this is an ambulance for training, for example, for paramedics. And there's 4 cameras, pinhole cameras inserted and installed. They're very small, very noticeable. From when you're inside, let's take a look what it looks like from the control. Similar control room, which has can control both sides. So we can see the different viewpoints for the cameras. Select the one that's most interesting, and work from there. Activate a scenario. Scenarios like this can be, for example, when a paramedic has to train about when in transit and taking a very interesting patient with an actor that's maybe they can be like the family of a patient, and it's a very stressful environment. We can activate all kinds of external elements. There's smoke, siren, and lights. Let's see that in action. And that's all activated from our system. A siren and smoke. Walking inside, it's much more realistic if it feels like an actual ambulance ride. And all of that is controlled through our system. So we can control these elements and be part of the scenario and turn them off and on. That we can do digital zoom in this case. Let's look at the mannequin's head, and it's also recorded the full picture, so you can have digital zoom now. Look at what's interesting, and when you're debriefing, maybe you want to back out and do when you're debriefing, do it on a different location. So you're maintaining all options there.